Welcome back to Glow Up or Get Out. I'm half of the podcast, Mel.
And I'm the other half, Sam.
Hey, what's up? We're back on our bullshit of talking about love this season.
Yes.
And today we have kind of a...
This one kind of hits hard.
Listen, I think we're giving like a lot of tough love around here.
Like, sorry if we hurt your feelings a little bit, but it's hurting our feelings also.
Listen, it's with love.
Yeah.
We're saying this stuff with love because we all been through this shit, and
yeah,
it's kind of a good reminder, whether, whatever your situationship... Just kidding. But whatever your situation is, like, just take a quick little, like, mental check-in with yourself and see how you're doing. But yeah, last week was our first episode of this new structure that we're having going on. But let us know how you like it, if you like it, if you like having 2 episodes. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about, like, whether or not you're settling. Are you seeking validation? What is going on here? Let's address it.
So one thing I found on our very trusty internet is this sentence. Seeking validation beyond a healthy constructive limit is defined as attention-seeking behavior. Oh.
Listen.
I think it's like multifaceted, because when I read it, I was like, okay, it's like, it's validating me. Because it's saying beyond a healthy measure. Like, obviously you can be validated within
healthy measures.
Yeah, like within reasonable means of asking for advice on shit. It's not like saying be whatever the fuck, I can't think of the word.
What?
Indulgent? Like reliable. No. Like don't be so just like in your own that you don't ask
like
for help
overly
ever.
independent.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, that type thing. So like it validates that. But also your attention seeking, if it's anything beyond that.
Yeah.
Which, like, the good old fishing for compliments in high school, like, those were the days, huh?
We were really trying to do something there, huh?
Oh my god. So specifically, we want to talk about dating and seeking validation. And then in Glowing Hour, we'll speak more generally of seeking validation in other ways. So yeah, our first topic, situationships and settling. I think in terms of seeking validation, it can be really easy to settle with someone or be in a situationship with someone purely because they validate you. Like, and that's it. Obviously, like, oh, they're fun to hang out with, and yeah, but I don't see myself being serious with them. I don't, like, obviously everyone has different parameters of what they want in their dating life and like who they want to be with and what their purpose is like in their life. But in general, I feel like seeking validation and having a person that literally just validates you is not it.
Yes, I completely agree. I think that, like, there's 2 different ways that you can, like, seek validation in a situationship. The one is, like, you're having this person as literally, like,
someone can like me
to, like...
It's possible.
A subservient to, like, tell you that you're pretty or that you're, like, worth it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, the other side where, like, it's even, like, it's based on, like, negative and toxic behaviors where, like, you're allowing a person to hurt you, but you're sticking around because you want to be worth it. You want to be an exception. No. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it's like you can be, like, the person in control, I guess, or, like, the person not in control.
Like, they want me so bad, but I don't want them at all. But I'm keeping them around because, like,
or it's
they tell me I'm pretty.
Or you're on the other side of, like, I'm
going to change their mind.
I'm going to change their mind because I'm so great.
That's kind of like the long game validation. Like, they're never validating
That's
you
very awful
until
and tricky.
The end. If
and they might not. Most likely, they're not. Most likely, it's just that they don't like you. You're just around kind of thing.
It's like they're the one in control of, like, oh, they like me.
Yeah. They're on the other side of things.
Oh my god.
You get what I'm saying? So,
that's
either
so
way,
sad.
It's really sad.
Like, for both parties, that's really why.
I think that's where, like, the stuff that we've been talking about of, like, being honest and truthful with your feelings and others, and, like, don't...
That's new.
Whoa. It comes in because you don't want to hurt other people, and if you are, you're a fucking asshole. You are a fuck boy, and it's not nice.
Yeah, if you have the intentions of, I don't know, just the self-awareness is great, babe. I'm glad you're self-aware.
I'm glad you're there.
But let's, like, take it back a step and be like, but I don't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, intentionally. So, yeah, I think it's so hard, though, because if you're just in it, you're not, like, most of the time, like, oh my god, he tells me I'm pretty, like, that's why I'm with him. Like, when your friends ask, you're like, no, but like, we have fun. Yeah. But it's like, no, we have fun. Like, he's funny. He takes me places and buys me things. Like, I don't know. Like, they're all very surface level still, but it's like, it feels like, no, there's something there. Like, we have fun together. And they're like, well, do you want to be with him? I'm like, no, but that's fine. That's what I want. Like, I don't want to be with him.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Which, like, you know, sometimes it is fine. I think, like, is there a window where it's like, okay, you know you're only with him because he's fun and tells you you're pretty. Let's move on to the next guy or girl. Like, is there a limit of, like, okay, move along?
Like, when is it to move on?
Yeah.
I think
like, the moment you realize.
Honestly, yeah, I think it should. Or, like, I think it's just, like, not even allowing yourself to maybe even date then. Or, like, put yourself in that situation because you're not self-soothing and self-validating, or, you know?
Because I guess there is a difference between, like we said, the healthy amount. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, everyone likes to be told they're pretty and they're desired and whatever. So, I think you're hopefully getting that out of any relationship or situationship that you're in. And I think it's just like when you take it too far and that person literally only serves that purpose. Like, you don't even want to hang out with them. They're like, they constantly just send you texts or like Instagram messages. And they're like, you're so pretty. And you're like, they're so annoying. But like,
but it's feeding this ego and this monster in you.
The monster is living, but you're like, kind of like, oh my god, like living. So annoying. But I'm so pretty. Like,
yeah, no, I get that. I feel like, yeah, it just goes back to, like, the sense of
making sure you're doing it.
Sure, at the end of the day, that's such a fucking long, boring, like, game that you're playing, you know? Because you're not going to be actually fulfilled.
Yeah, and that's that part.
And it's just going to make you feel like you need another person to do that, because then this person is actually going to be, like, annoying, and then you're not gonna like that attention anymore. So it's just it's a ongoing fucking thing.
You also see someone's real colors when you deny them and they're valid. Sometimes people feel entitled to your time when they validate you. Mm-hmm. Like, especially in dating, I feel like it's just like, but like, I've been being so nice to you, I've been doing this, I've been doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay,
yeah. No, that's like a whole different side of men just being awful, but, and we'll maybe get into that, but yeah, I think it's just about like finding the self-validation in you and not putting yourself in those positions where you're going to be outwardly just like searching for somebody else to tell you how nice you are, how worthy you are, how special you are. Those things are not going to feel like genuine because you're not believing them. And you can be told this 100 times by the same person or many people, but at the end of the day, if you don't believe it, you're not believing it, and that's that, you know?
Dude, that part, that's so true.
It literally is all about you. Like, I hate when people say like
it's
like
all about you.
Like life isn't all about you. Bitch, yes it is.
My life is. Certainly.
Your life is all about you. The world literally revolves around you. And so
not the world.
If you're not believing or like creating a good world around yourself, then bitch, you're gonna be sad.
Yeah.
No one wants to be a sad bitch. Be a bad bitch.
Dude. Yeah, I feel like right after high school especially was like a pivotal time for my friends and I to be like, whoa, we don't need male validation. And like, it also turns into like your friends validating you all the time, which is always great, and that's a whole other topic because that's not dating. But I think there like comes a point in your dating life, I guess, whenever that does start for you, that you realize like validation isn't everything that I need.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it is really sad to like, because when you get to that point, you realize like you don't even know who you are if you like yourself, if you only like the parts of you that
person likes,
people have liked about you. Like you kind of like oh, I always get complimented on, I don't know, this just makes my hair color, you know? So, like, that becomes your identifying, like,
factor.
Your
like, identity, literally your
identity. You're like, well, I have brown hair, or, like, whatever, you know? It's not that special, I'm sorry, but, like, whatever the case, like, oh, I have red hair, so, like, that's always it. Or I always have crazy hair colors, and that's me. But, like,
yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be that. And that realization's kind of scary. Because you're like, well, then who am I? Like, where do I go? Where do I want to be?
What am I without all of this, like, noise
of people?
Yeah, that's the scary part, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's why we can get so lost in the sauce. It's so much easier to just someone tell you.
Yeah. I think it's easy to fall into, like, that seeking for validation, especially from, like, a romantic partner. Because from a very young age, we're told that, like, love is important. Like, love
is what you're searching for.
Love is what you're searching for. Yeah. Love is, like, the world. And it is what makes the world go round and whatever the fuck. But it's more so, like, it's self-love. It's, like, platonic love. It's not just romantic love. And I think it's creating, like, such a pressure cooker for, like, something that then, like, makes the validation point a lot easier to fall into.
Mm-hmm. You're like, well, I'm searching for love, so this'll work. Like, this'll do.
This'll do.
Yeah.
There's so many facets of, like, why we can fall into it. And, you know, the male validation of it all is a whole sector of it, probably like a 90% of it. But
yeah.
And that's like that's not a self-taught thing, but it's a thing that is engraved into us from very early on. And it's something to readjust and relearn from. But once you do it, like, already speaking to both of us, like, it's not ending for us yet anyway, but, like, I think it's something that you have to continuously work on, and that's what self-love is.
Like, you know, like, people who just can go out into the world and they're just like, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about my outfit or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're a unicorn. Like,
good job.
You did that. Like, fuck yeah.
You earned that.
Me, I'm like, do you think people make fun of me? Because I'm wearing my Crocs today?
Not my Crocs.
Or whatever, I don't know.
But no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now going into
your single
era, your dating era. I mean, we could definitely talk about validation in, like, a relationship, but I think it's a lot easier and more common to see it in a dating
yeah, because once you're in a relationship, it's more like you already saw the signs and you said, let's go for it. Like,
you put yourself there.
Yeah, if you're doing it, you're doing it, and that's something we can talk about later. But this is before you're like,
yeah. So the big question is, are you dating or are you validating? Are you looking for validation through your dating experiences, or are you actually dating for love, for companionship, for, like, an experience? You know, I think we tend to all blanket the word and be like, I'm just dating for fun, or I'm dating to find my soulmate. And you're literally dating
just to be told you're pretty every day.
To be told that you're special.
Yeah.
And you're the one, which... You are one of one, I will say, but you know, I think you need to tell yourself that, not get it from somebody else, like we just said. So, like, I'm like, Sam,
please share your experience.
I mean, if you're comfortable, I feel like I can figure out so many times when I kind of settled and started to validate instead of dating. So,
okay,
if you want to start us off, maybe.
Let's start off here. Hot off my breakup. Like, my first breakup from a boy. Well, the first real one, because we'd broken up a couple times. And hot off of that, I was like, all right, fuck it. He doesn't want me. Let's find out how many men do. You know? Like, that was the energy I was just putting out. Like, look at all this. To me. Like, me to me. I'm like, listen. Which, like, sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's a very necessary moment.
I was gonna say, like,
when we're
talking here about, like, don't be like out there looking for validation. We've done it. It's like, it's fine.
Sometimes I think it's totally fine.
I don't know that it's like go and, like, do it purposefully, but, like, it happens, and it's just like, I think now it's become a learning experience.
It was a very, like, it had to happen to show me, like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You are special. Like, you're getting it from other dudes right now, but it's because your ego is crushed. Like, it's fine. We need to build her back up. Like, we're not just there already. Mm-hmm. And that's how I was, you know. I was I don't know, 21? I don't know how old I was.
I think 21, yeah.
Something like that. And
22?
Yeah, I must have been 22, because what a bummer.
Yeah, you were 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just really on the apps, on every app, messaging guys left and right about God knows what. I have no idea what we talked about. And then, like, exchanging Snapchats and Instagrams and phone numbers. And, like, it was just, like, a constant, like, buzz of, like, some guy I'm talking to or whatever. And it was fun for a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be honest. It was kind of fun for a bit.
It's, like, an addictive thing of, like, feeling so much, like, dopamine and rush of, like, I'm being so liked right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, you just kind of get all high on that feeling.
But then it gets lonely.
Yeah, and then, it didn't help that COVID hit right after. So I was still on the dating apps, and then my next relationship was, like, serious relationship was then a whole nother story, as you guys know. But yeah, COVID needs its own whole moment, because she was like, I was physically lonely, like physically no men. There was not a man in sight. So, like, I was even going harder on those damn apps. And I will say the only reason I think that is, like, a bad thing is because I was going in with the intentions for validation and, like, to fill the void. Like, I was filling my own, like, alone time that I could have been using that productively or whatever to just, like, fill my head, fill the void of being lonely and whatever. I think if you are on dating apps, because currently what I'm doing on dating apps is not working either. Like, I'm just not on them. Like, I have an account, but I don't really I barely am on them. I'll check them, like, once a month. And obviously I'm not going to go on dates if that's how often I'm checking dating apps. Or, like, I'm not making an effort.
It's not your priority.
Yeah. So I think there has to be, like, the balance of, like, you are using them actively, maybe as active as I was to get validation, but you're not doing it for validation. Yeah. Like, you're doing it because, like, I want to find someone to date. And I think that's, like, the key balance of apps.
I think that, like...
Which is hard because men are trash. So apps are really hard.
I think the rate that you are, like, on dating apps is not necessarily, like, not worth it or not good. It's just, like... And it's more of, like, that your intention right now maybe isn't to, like, date seriously. And I feel like for somebody who maybe was dating dating seriously or wants to date seriously, like, I even think the rate that you're going at is good because it gives, like, the time and processing to figure a person out before, like, saying on to the next and on to the next and on to the next, because then, like, you get so overwhelmed with like the amount of suitors validation and, like, information really of, like, what's going on.
Like, this person likes this about me, this person likes this about me, I like this about them, I
was also thinking that yours, like, what you said about COVID is, like, so interesting because I feel like, yes, that was, like, such a unique time to be, like, on dating apps for many reasons. And I feel like something that also really happened within COVID is, like, a lot of people got into relationships based on validation and like loneliness and feeling like
well, I have someone in my bubble, like, I can't be dating because
it was also, like, feeling a void of what's, like, actually going on, not even just like with the actual virus, but like, I think there's, like, this conversation that everybody has about COVID where, like, they had to sit down with themselves and be with, like, their own thoughts, and, like, the busyness of life had literally stopped. And so you had no more distractions, you had nothing but yourself, and when you get to that point, there was, like, this whole situation of needing something to fill it, and what better to fill it than love. Relationship. And it's just interesting that like created so many literal, like,
babies too.
Oh my god,
babies for too.
Real.
Damn, they're like one now. Good for them.
Good for them.
But yeah, I think it's really hard to, like, when you're in a moment, I'm curious if you get to, like, a breaking point and you just start dating to date again, like, dating to validate, got it. If you just continue, like, no, I'm looking, like, for the one or whatever, because obviously people are still dating between serious relationships. Like, sure, you've been single 5 years, but doesn't mean you've literally not talked to anyone or whatever. So I feel like I guess you could get the validation moments.
I think you still can fall back into patterns. It's just, like, it's a coping mechanism. So, like, of course, triggers. When things things trigger you or situations come up, you might fall back into that pattern.
You have a wedding to go to in a year. You're like, I need a boyfriend.
Or at least a situation.
A situationship to bring.
Yeah, so I think it's really, it would be very easy to fall back into a validating pattern, you know?
Yeah, it's just so easy to get bored and lonely. Like, it is genuinely easy. It's a lot harder to be like, fuck that.
Logan's grandma used to say, if you're bored, you're boring. And that, like,
that alone really, will be like, well,
that really,
I'm not.
That really stuck with me, because I'm like, well, if you're out there trying to fill your boredom, girl, stop being boring then, you know? I don't know, man.
It's true.
I think there's a lot to uncover when you just sit with yourself in that uncomfortableness of why do I feel special, or like why do I not feel pretty? Like, that clearly is just like a scream for help on the inside of like, I need to pay attention to myself, because like something's not adding up here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even in relationships or like
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Like regardless. Like, I thought of something funny. I Snapchat some random person, not like literally random, but some dude, and I think I said something like, I feel so ugly today, and he literally caught me on my bullshit and was like, stop seeking validation. I was gagged. I was like,
you said,
I said thank you.
Not thank you. You said, thank you, we are never speaking again, because I am heavily embarrassed.
No! It's fine. Like, kind of how that was our banter, so it was fine. But I was just like, thank you. Like, I realized that's what I was doing.
You said, thank you for catching my crown. Sorry about that.
Literally, fuck, dude. I was like, oh my god.
That is so funny.
You right.
You right, it's fine.
You right, it's fine. I was seeking validation, it's fine. But then I think he validated me in the next one. He was like, you already know you're pretty. And I was like,
so I still got it.
I was like, damn, that was easy.
So true.
But yeah, so in, like I'm saying, you could obviously also do that in a relationship. Like, you could just constantly be like, I feel ugly today. Like, fishing for compliments.
Oh, I catch myself all the time.
It's so easy.
Not like fishing for, literally it's just like fishing for my sanity. Like, dude, I need to be validated that like my anxiety is okay, or that like this intense like feeling that I have of like unworthiness at the moment. It's also much easier in a relationship to, I think, fall into those types of patterns, because like this person
wants you to be
who either wants you to be, have self-worth. I don't know, that's like what came up, but what I'm trying to say is like
essentially
self-sufficient, or like feeling like accomplished in yourself, or like loving you literally unconditionally. It's easy to be like, please, or like, I already know you love me, so just tell me that you love me, right? You know what I mean? So it can really happen to like, everybody.
Like even being like, you love me, right? Like, you love me still, or like, oh yeah, do you love me like every single day or whatever? Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't even have to be like your pretty surface level shit. It could be like your anxiety is like, am I valid in this? Like, or in a fucking argument with someone, like, we're like, you're on my side, right?
Oh, dude. No. I don't even want to say it. It was embarrassing.
Dude.
I'm going to air my own shit out. Literally, the other day, when was it? 2 days ago? We were at the movies, or we were going to the movies at the Americana, and this woman, I think she was like getting off work or something, but she was trying to cross the street on a red light, and it was like my turn to go, and I was turning right, and I was like, don't go, like, it's my turn, like, whatever. And like, I was getting so mad at this bitch because she wanted to go, and I was like, please don't go.
You said, girl.
And so I went, and then Logan like made a joke that I almost ran her over, and I was like, bro, why aren't you on my fucking side? Like, for real though, why are you on my fucking side? And then I got butthurt, and I was like, girl, why are you feeling so deeply rooted in this?
You're like, why are you so dedicated to this woman?
Something is going on within myself, because I needed the validation that I was not running her over. Like,
even though you literally
I was in the correct situation.
You're in the right, yeah.
But I felt so attacked. I was like, you are not on my team. Why aren't you
on my team forever?
Like, why are you made me feel shitty about myself? Like, just not correct. No one can make you feel shit. But like, girl,
that's funny.
The validation I needed just because I almost supposedly ran this woman. She was just joking, but I took it to heart because I was like,
Because you felt insecure about it.
I felt insecure about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like my road rage. It's something I don't like about myself. I think that like it shows my weakness of like my self-composure and like
I hear that. You let it take over.
Yeah, it's like it's my anxiety like coming out, and I hate my anxiety, which that's a whole other conversation that I should learn to like not love it but like accept it.
Yeah.
So like that was a moment of insecurity and like weakness for me, and her saying that just was like an attack, even though it was a joke, and I get it, but it's just like don't fucking joke.
Dude, you can't joke.
And just
no jokes allowed, bitch.
That's it. I'm crazy.
No, but I mean, you acknowledge it at least now.
It's just like this. It's the simplest things that can really
trigger you for validation. Essentially, it's not always just like tell me I'm pretty.
No, it's not always that. Yeah.
So clearly, we're not experts. We just.
Oh no, girl! I'm going through it. This is a reminder.
Yeah, it's hard. It's so easy to be triggered.
Dude, right now when I said this is a reminder, the song, what song is it?
Oh,
this is a reminder from fucking Beyonce's new album. Is it Alien Superstar? Anyway, one of the songs.
So quickly to finish off this section, we have listed 12 reasons why you crave attention, and we did have help from an article, so we will link it. But
listen, before we say this, I'm sorry if it attacks you.
It's an attack to us all.
It's an attack to us all, and it's something you need to hear. Yeah. Okay? With love.
Illy, definitely. Number 1, compensating for unmet needs or loss.
When they say loss, do you think it means like literally like grieving like a relationship?
Yeah, I think it could be that,
or like losing your job,
or that, or like even literal like grief,
like losing a person.
Yeah,
or like any type of grief is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, like an animal too. I mean, yeah, it's sad. Like you could be like, "Fuck, I feel worthless now." Okay, sad. We got too sad. Number 2, release deep-seated resentment.
Oh, girl, listen.
I think that was on some X shit, like
on the story where you were just saying that you went out there and you said how many men are gonna like me.
Well, fine then. You don't want me.
Deep-seated resentment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one usually comes up when you feel like you've been wronged. Yeah. So maybe like be proactive and like take a step and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. I feel like I'm enough.
I did that the second time around. Good for me.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for me. Wow. Learning. Growth. You see?
3, to be the exception, not the rule. We kind of discussed that a little bit, but...
Yeah. You think that you're gonna be the special one. Like, that I changed his mind. Like, I was the reason why they wanted a girlfriend and a wife.
But no. I think... when you're putting yourself in those situations, you should realize that you really are not the exception and you're probably the rule.
Which, like that book, I mean, that movie, supposedly, I love it, but supposedly it's like not good.
Which one?
He's just not that into you.
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie.
So good. Number 4, to feel alive, desired, and lovable. Similar to our episode of spending money to feel alive. This is the validation, this little like endorphin you get when you get the compliment, you get the text of like, hey, I want to hang out with you. All of that shit makes you feel like you're living.
Literally those 3 things.
Also, it could just be that you're like feeling busy, like you're feeling alive because you're busy. Oh my God. If you're addicted to feeling productive, that could be a thing, and lovable and desired, girl.
Come on, we all want that.
You are. Listen, let me just say that you are deserving of love without the need of all this shit. You are love, and you can love yourself. I know that's maybe doesn't feel like it's enough, but that's probably what you should look towards, it being enough.
Yeah.
Me. Anyway,
it should be enough. Number 5, reduce anxiety about being alone. So, the whole boredom and loneliness.
Yeah.
Nonsense. 6, gain the feeling of being taken care of. So, like, oh my God, these people care about me.
Yeah. Aww. It's kind of like...
I'm loved.
It's kind of like the reverse of Gypsy Rose of, like, taking care of somebody else. But, like... Not necessarily faking being sick,
not
but like
that, yeah.
But like
feeling wanted and needed.
Yeah. All of that.
Yeah.
7, when it feels like something is missing in your life. This could be like a lot of things. It could, again, be like part of the loss situation of like you feel things are missing in your life that are like a job that you really want, a career that you want, or, you know,
the partner you're with isn't maybe the one.
Isn't it?
So you're like, oh my God, I need to go seek validation.
Yeah.
Because there's this void in my life.
Yeah. And that can also just be like deeply rooted into self-worth, feeling like things are missing.
Just even if nothing literally is.
Yeah. I think it's easy to fill the blanks with a person who can,
or just words, feelings of like, of being validated.
Absolutely.
And right.
8, trying to measure up to other women. This one's like a tough one for me to comprehend, but I can see how we all are affected by the male gaze and wanting to have like male validation and even like male attention.
You know what this goes down to? This is like when dudes are like, oh yeah, like her fucking fake. She's so fake. And you're like like a more natural person. And then you're like, oh my God, like validated. Like, he thinks natural's better.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like that's, I think, that part.
Absolutely. Like like measuring yourself to be better than the woman that
you also think is like desirable, but that he doesn't. You're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Ridiculous.
9,
competing for male attention, which is what we just also said, is like just wanting to be the one. This also gives me pick me fucking energy where like I'm just one of the bros, like all that type of shit of like competing for being liked by multiple males who like also like every guy likes me because I'm cool, I'm this and that, like I don't even know, but like competing for that attention. Like I feel like I've also had old friends, they're not my friends anymore, but I feel like I've had situations where like women will tend to want to like in public want the attention and like make sure that they get ahead of everyone to get it, and I'm just like, it's just so weird. Like
I see,
you know, I get it goes back to pick me energy.
10, improve self-esteem. I think that's self-explanatory.
It's very so.
11, when you feel like you can't depend on yourself. Babe.
This one's a big one.
That one's really deep.
This one's deep and sad. If you if you feel, again, like to me, like my anxiety, if I can't grip it and fucking hold it down and control it, I think that I definitely lean on my partner to help me with that, and sometimes maybe too much. And so it's craving attention. I think it's also like, if you really think about it, like unhealed trauma, like if your inner child isn't like healed or loved on, think about like that kid in you literally like yelling out for attention from your parents. That's literally what it is. And you're trying to fill it with
a normal
way. And I think that this like goes into why we like date our parents. It's because we're trying to like rework that system of, I wasn't taken care of in the ways that I needed by my parents, and now this person who resembles my parent in a way can help me fill that void or help me like untrauma it.
Oh my God. Heal.
So
okay,
lastly, avoid your own emotions and feelings. And I think that goes on to like distractions.
Yeah, you just don't want to, like in your scenario, you're like, no, I'm fine. It's fine, right? I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I was right. We're good. Okay.
We're good, right?
Moving on.
Yeah. So those are our thoughts on validation, attention seeking, and whether you're dating or validating. Really ask yourself that, and I think it's like a lot easier to think that you're like doing it for fun and doing it because you want to meet people. Yeah, are you masking it? It's really time to think about it, girlies.
I'm like, I want to date for fun. Is it real?
Like, that's also a question. I don't know.
Is dating for fun real? Can someone please fucking help? I personally don't find first dates fun. I
don't think that it's I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I'm not really like a dating type of like a.
Well, yeah, we're like relationship people.
Yeah, I think we're relationship people,
which is fine. But I still want to date for fun.
But I also think like
I have fun with my friends. Why can't I go on dates with people and have fun? I mean, not that I don't have fun on dates, but like.
But then that's just a friendship.
Right, but like I want to kiss. Like.
Then that's like.
Then I'm dating.
Then you're dating for a relationship. right?
I
don't know. It could exist. I don't know what that would look like though.
We need to bring someone on who's like an avid pro dater. Anyone suggest themselves?
But then I feel like I'm gonna roast you. Like I'm gonna get into your
you're just gonna me?
No, not you.
Oh,
like the person.
Me?
The person. Like
no, you're just gonna be open to whatever they say, and then maybe you'll be like,
ask questions.
It's not a good idea.
Ask questions. That's all. I literally. That's a good point. I don't think I think that you can date.
I don't know. I want to. So
I think there's like a purpose.
I'm hopeful.
Maybe.
Dude. Okay, well, if anyone's an expert on dating or feels like they really have the ropes on it and they feel like
you feel secure in yourself, let me know why you're doing it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have you on. What does the fun look like?
Yeah. We'll have you on. So that's going to be it for today's episode. Make sure that you stay tuned for Friday's episode where we're going to talk a little bit more about this seeking validation, less in a romantic way and more of in like a self-loving, self-sufficient way.
And like social media specifically.
Yeah. Well, where we're going to get it a lot is from social media. But thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And please leave us a review. Go and follow our pages. Just give us some love.
Engage with us. And if you follow us, you'll never miss an episode. So make sure you do that.
All right, guys. See you Friday. Bye.